everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Amanda Ostrander. I am a teacher-turned-homeschool mom, and this is Raising A to Z, a place where we talk about all things homeschooling. And today we're talking about back-to-school traditions. I am so excited to be back. I took the month of July off. Did a little holiday, went to New York City. We hung out around the house. The kids went camping. We did some projects around the house, and I just took some time to chill. And I think it was really good for me and for my family. And now I'm back and I'm re-energized and excited for what is coming for this new year of homeschooling and this new year of raising A to Z. And before I get into our back to school traditions, I want to tell you about some really cool things that are happening that you just need to know about. So number one, YouTube memberships are here. So you can subscribe to become one of my homeschool heroes. You can be one of my people who likes to hang out with me, and you get some incredible bonuses and perks for being a member. And that is something you can do down here. There are multiple levels with everything from members only polls and emojis and stickers all the way up to special unit studies, members only chats and streaming, as well as like bonus videos, early releases, coupons, like all that kind of stuff. So that's something you'll definitely want to consider, the YouTube membership, because that is super cool. Secondly, how to start homeschooling when you have no idea where to start. Second edition is now available. I was very excited to finally get the second edition of this out. It is brand new. It has been re-edited. There's been some ideas and things that have been added, and it's been reformatted, and it's absolutely beautiful. And it also, brand new this year, this new edition also has QR codes, which you can scan, and it'll take you to videos right here on Raising A to Z that correlate and give you even more information about a specific topic. So even if it's not everything you need to know in here, you can easily find it, and it's linked right there. So this is now available. I will put a link down below. And it is now available on Amazon, shipped directly to you. And finally, the other thing that is available are homeschool planners. Those are available on Amazon as a beautiful printed book, just like this one. They are stunning. They come in multiple different covers. There is also brand new this year, there is dated. So it has the dates from August all the way to July, or they come undated. So if you're looking for something that you can start in January, or you can start at a different time in the year, that's also an option. So they are out. They're available either printed like this through Amazon, shipped directly to you in 2 days, or you can get the PDFs on the website. So I'll put links to all of that below. But those are the things that are starting right now, today. And by those things starting, you'll also notice that our video is now on Wednesday rather than Monday. We just switched things up just because it's a little bit easier for us with our schedule to have the video come out on Wednesday, and it allows for a few other things to happen. So videos are now on Wednesday, and I look forward to joining you guys here every Wednesday. Now, let's get into today's actual video, homeschool back to school traditions. So whether you like to call it a not back to school day or back to school day or whatever, I think most people have a day where they kind of take to say, this is the new year. This is our point of a new year, right? Like whether it is New Year's Day, or for us, we like to celebrate like kind of a back to school time. And for us, it's a shift in our schedule when we're kind of coming out of these summer months, and it's shifting into more of our like fall schedule and routine. And so kind of, it's a nice point in the year to just take some time and like celebrate that it is a new year for us. If you want to celebrate kind of your first day of homeschooling, which is something that we do here, there's a lot of ways that we can do that. You can celebrate it whenever you choose to consider your first day of homeschooling. For us, we kind of follow the school year in that sense that our first day of homeschooling is on the first day of public school in our area. That's more so because my husband's a teacher and he has like a first day of school where he goes back to school. And then we also like to do it because we like to have our first day be a day when the kids are in school and we get to do something fun that the public school kids don't get to do because they're in class and we're not. But like you can literally celebrate and deem any day your first day of school and just have that be your day. But it's nice to have little traditions. And I think that's like the thing that I always aspire to as just a mom in general, is to having traditions that I can do every year with my kids and having things that we can kind of have repeat and become things that they look forward to every year. And so we have started to build up our back to school traditions, and I always get excited for our first day back to school. So this is what, our sixth year of homeschooling. And in the past, I've done a lot of the planning because they were little and they couldn't really make plans. But last year in particular, Alexa really took the lead and like planned out what she wanted to do and kind of brought Zoe along with her in the planning of things. And so they're already making plans for what they want to do on the first day of back to school. And so we've got some plans, we've got some things that we do every year. And then the nice thing too is like, you don't have to have it just be one day. So I think this year, maybe a little bit differently than what we did last year, is we're going to definitely do like a big first day. And then I think I'm going to sprinkle a few little things in throughout the rest of the week. So that's kind of a nice thing too. You don't have to do everything all in one day. You can spread it out over a week and make it a whole back to school week party if you wanted, or not back to school party. I know I never really liked that term. I always found it was a little clunky, but not back to school, right? That's what homeschoolers celebrate. And so here are some ideas if you're trying to come up with some family traditions about starting your new year or your like first day of homeschooling. Here are some of the favorite traditions that we do in our household or that we've incorporated into our first week. So the first thing that my kids look forward to every year is they are looking forward to their homeschool gift bag. So I have these like reusable gift bags. They're like they're a little bit thicker, and I fill them up with all of their stuff. So I put things like their curriculum. I put some back to school supplies, whatever they are going to need for the year. I'll put like maybe a book. I'll also include things like pajamas or an outfit, as well as like a gift card to like a coffee shop. Put those into a gift bag, and when they wake up on the first day of homeschooling, they come out and it's sitting at their spot in the dining room, and they're very excited and they get to open it. And like I said, it's kind of fun because it's all the stuff they need anyway. And so they just get to open it out of a gift bag, and it makes it like 10 times more exciting. It's very simple, but it like adds a lot of like excitement and celebration to the day. Another thing that we like to do around here is a first day of school style picture. I just like it because we don't really get school photos. My kids obviously don't go to school. So to us, it's kind of like the annual like school photo that we would be getting. And so we have like a little letter board that we use, and the kids stand behind it and they stand in front of our like front door and they get their picture taken, and they love it. They think it's absolutely great. Oftentimes they've worn their like new back to school outfit that was in their gift bag. Sometimes they've just picked whatever outfit they wanted, and it is what it is. And they get to stand there and be just like happy and celebrate and make like this memory and this photo that I get to take every year. And then it kind of gives us like this nice memory to look back. That's something we definitely like to do, is our first day of school photo. Another thing that I like to make a big deal about on the first day of school is the food. I'm not talking about all the meals, but it's nice to have like a special back to school meal or a tradition about a meal. So maybe it is you make your own pizza. We often do like a big breakfast, or we've gone out for brunch, depending on what Alexia's plans are. We've gone out for brunch or done something like that. And it just kind of adds this like thing. I don't know. Food is such a cultural thing, and it's like involved in so many of our celebrations. So it's nice to kind of incorporate that into our first day of school. I know a lot of families do special first back to school meals as well. So yeah, we've definitely done, like I said, big breakfast or gone out for brunch. And we often do like make your own pizza night when we get home. So just some ideas. Number 4, and different idea you can do a field trip. So this you don't necessarily have to do on the day of, but my kids really enjoy going out on the first day of school because all of their cousins and friends are going to school and they get to go and do other things. So it's kind of nice to incorporate like a field trip into your day. If you can, especially on the first day of school. I know a lot of people like to hit up like the museums or the science centers, because they've been busy for months with all the kids being off school over the summer, and now they're usually pretty dead. So you kind of get the place to yourself, which is kind of fun. We've also done like really fun things. So like one year we went and saw a movie in the middle of the day on the back to school day. My kids thought that was an absolute hoot because here we are sitting in the movie theater eating popcorn and their cousins are at school doing their workbooks. Alexi got a real kick out of that. So you can definitely do something like, it can be educational or it can just be like really fun and just kind of wild and something that you know other people aren't doing and they get a kick out of that. Another thing you can do is new books. So my kids often get a new book in their gift bag, but Alexi has in the last couple of years discovered our local used bookstore. You see where I'm going with this? And so now it has become a little bit of a tradition that on the first day of school that we go to the used bookstore and they get to pick out a book at the used bookstore. And so this has become a little thing that we've done. I think this will be our 3rd or 4th year going on the first day of school, and they absolutely love it. They just love getting to like sit there and look through all the books and see all of the different titles. And because it's a used bookstore, they're usually pretty inexpensive to buy. Like I think the most expensive book I've ever seen there was $10 or $9.95. So yeah, that is a very exciting thing. That's something that we love to do, but you can definitely make that into like, you could go to a regular bookstore, or you can even make that into like your first library trip of the school year if you wanted to, if you're trying to do it for free or on a budget. Those are different options, but like it's really nice to start your school year with some brand new books. You can definitely do a picnic and park day if you're looking for something that is very low cost. Just pack a picnic, head to a local park in the middle of the day, and you get to have a picnic and play at the park while all your friends are in school. That's also really fun. You can also bring like your workbooks and do kind of like a little bit of like outdoor learning. That's another great option. We kind of do something similar in a little bit later in the week, but it is a really nice activity to do. And it's a really inexpensive activity if you're looking for something that is going to be very cost effective for your family. It's a great activity. Number 7, we are big fans of doing our weekly poetry tea times. And over the summer, we don't tend to do very many poetry tea times because we're very busy. And so it's nice that when back to school time rolls around, we get back into our tea times. And I always like to make the first tea time of the year something quite exciting. Usually I don't do this on the very first day. It's usually something that happens with our first week, but we'll do our first poetry tea time of the year. And it'll have like, this is when I'll pull out like a brand new book of poetry for us to read for the year. I'll also get like a very special snack or treat. Sometimes it'll be just like a fancier cookie recipe that we make, or like a bar. One year it was really quite warm still, and we had like a really hot day. So we did like a sundae bar as our like treat for the day, with our tea time, and they loved that. So that is definitely something you can do. Have your very first poetry tea time of the year, and it is just A, educational, B, so much fun, and it's a great way to kind of like kick off that as like a habit and a tradition that you do every week or a few times a month. On the same note, I know some people who like to do game day. So we love board games. Actually, let me clarify that. Stefan, Alexi, and I love board games. Zoe, hit and miss. She's not quite there yet. She's also quite young. But we love a good board game day. And that is something that a lot of people like to incorporate in their homeschooling, is game schooling. And so I do know some people who do like a game schooling day rather than having like a workbook time during their first week of school. They might pick a day and it would just be like they move from board game to board game to board game for like a good couple of hours or the whole day, depending on how old their kids are. That is a really fun option. That is something I definitely like to do on like the Friday when we have like family movie night, family game night. Definitely something we like to pull out some board games. And so we love to have like a gaming kind of afternoon. It's also a great option if you kind of get rained out of something because the weather is not great. So that's definitely something you could keep in mind either for your first day or for something during your first week of school. A game schooling day is a lot of fun, and you can easily pull out either games you already have, or you can check your local library. Sometimes they actually rent out games. Just like you can check out a book, you can check out a game. So if you're looking for something new, that is an option. You can get crafty on your first day of school. Zoe has actually asked if we can do something kind of crafty on our first day of school, When they were really little, we often did bookmarks on our first day of school. That was like a thing that my kids thought was so fun and such a great activity. We would just take like cardstock. They would either like put stickers or color it or paint it or whatever. And when it was dry, we would laminate it and then punch a hole and add a ribbon. It was, yeah, it's not hard. It's not complicated, but it is like a lot of fun. This would also be a great time if you wanted to add more handicrafts or wanted to start a new handicraft with your kids. This would be a great opportunity to do that as well and get them into something fun that is a handicraft. So yeah, you could definitely get crafty on your first day or sometime during your first week of homeschooling. And lastly, you might want to look into your local homeschooling community and see if you have a not back to school celebration. So we have a large homeschooling community here in our town, and we always have a big back to school celebration. We call it the not back to school celebration. We host it at a beach early in September, so it's still pretty warm here. And it is a day where we all get together, we hang out at the beach, we picnic. The beach also has like a playground. Actually, they put in a new playground, so there's 2 playgrounds. And we just like hang out. They swim, they play in the playground. We do a few activities as a group. For example, we often do like a back to school photo of all the kids. And then we also do, they've done like a time capsule. So like what your favorite things are and what you're hoping to learn this year. And then it goes into an envelope and then they open them up later in the year. But yeah, so we do a big not back to school celebration with our local homeschool community. And it's just like a great way to connect with the people in your community. Sometimes there's going to be new homeschoolers. Sometimes you're the new homeschooler. And so it's nice to see that you're not alone and that there's other people out there. Last year, I think we had 75 kids plus their parents who showed up at our not back to school event. And then there's quite a few more who just weren't able to make it. So we really like going to that event. And it's like I said, it's not a lot of work for us to like set it up and to go. But it is a lot of fun, and our kids really love that they get to connect with so many people. And it is I find one of the biggest events of the year in terms of our homeschooling community. There's a few others that are quite large, but like the not back to school celebration is definitely the biggest event that we have. So if you have a local homeschool community, either get involved and go to the celebration or maybe suggest something similar and make a new tradition in your community. So those are kind of my top 10 best back to school traditions for homeschoolers. They're fun, they're easy, they're not overly expensive, and they just get you out and doing things that make homeschooling special. Because that's what's nice about homeschooling, is that it's not school. It's not that we're stuck in this, these 4 walls. We have to be here from this time to this time. We get to go out and we get to live life out in society. We get to live it in nature. We get to live it amongst friends and family. And that's kind of one of the nice things that we like to focus on when we're doing our back to school celebrations as homeschoolers. So like I said, we make a big deal out of the first day. Alexi's already letting me know that she's got plans. The used bookstore is definitely on that list. She also likes to go to the coffee shop and do our workbooks at the coffee shop on the first day of school. We did it once and now it's a thing. So those are 2 things that we have down for sure. But we'll see what else we add in there. Last year we went to the thrift store and got teacups for a tea time. That was fun. But yeah, we'll definitely see what we do for the first day of school. And then I'm kind of excited to add a few things throughout our week to make the whole first week special. I hope that this gave you guys some idea on how you can celebrate your first day of homeschooling and that you can make it into a really fun celebration of homeschooling and of learning. Thank you so much for watching. Before you go, why don't you subscribe and then click the bell to get notifications, and then make sure you're following me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And like I said, you'll definitely want to check out the new book, the new planners, and YouTube memberships if you're interested in something like that. Check those out. Let me know. I love to chat with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.